Direct from Foxborough, Massachusetts, the gem of Norfolk County, and taped at the studios of Foxborough Cable Access. It's Foxborough Central. And here's your host, Bob Hickey.
And welcome to another episode of Foxborough Central. I am Bob Hickey, your host. Thanking you for taking the time to join with me and my guest as we talk about the people, events, and organizations that make Foxborough the gem of Norfolk County. Of course, for those of you who are fans of Foxborough Central, you know when I say Foxborough, I really mean the region. This is a great place to live, work, raise our kids, and really have all those things that make this such a draw. We're so close to the city, we're so close to the ocean, we're so close to the mountains, and yet we've got these wonderful neighborhoods and these communities that give you a feel like no other place. So one of the great things about this is we meet new people, and I've met a new, well, he's not new, he's actually about 20 years old, but he's new to me and he's new to you, so let's meet Wes Woodson. Wes, nice to meet you here on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, and you come to us from Sharon.
Yes, correct.
Right? Next town over.
Yes.
From where you're looking that way, unless you're looking that way, then it's that way. But we're from Sharon, and you're a student at Babson College.
Yes.
My understanding is from our mutual friend, Jerry Love, who is a volunteer here with Foxborough Cable Access and does a great job introducing new folks to us, as well as so many other things that she does within our town. You are an entrepreneurial student, a student and an entrepreneur,
I would like to say so. Yes,
who just happens to be a student. How do you describe yourself?
So I would like to say I'm a dreamer, first off. I hate the word entrepreneur only because it's like the buzzword of the 21st century.
All right, then I'm going to change the title of the no, I'm just
No, but thank you. Yeah, I'm a dreamer. I started when I was, I believe, 8 years old with this dream that I was going to have my own and be in control of my own destiny.
Okay.
So being from Sharon, Massachusetts, it's a predominantly white neighborhood. And being the only person of color, I realized two things. One, my path was going to be different from everyone else's. And two, I'm very unique. I stick out like a sore thumb, obviously. So when I was in middle school, I really started this whole entrepreneurial drive. I started selling candy. I rented out lockers to kids. It was a pretty cool business, but up until now...
Wait a second. Now, I get the candy. You buy it and you resell it. What do you mean lockers at the school?
So Sharon Middle School was going under construction when I was in 6th grade. And we had these modulars. Now, in these modulars, they were like extra locker spaces. Now, these kids, there's these skinny lockers, and you can't really store your books in them.
Oh, we know all about that. I remember this when I was going to school. Absolutely, nothing new there. I'm with you.
So these small area of extra lockers were prime time real estate, in my opinion. So I went to the store and I got all these lockers, and I would put the locks on the lockers and rent it out, $5 each. I got caught though, so it wasn't that beneficial.
And you got caught?
I got caught.
That's outstanding. You say you didn't give your piece to the Sharon Public Schools for the real estate.
No.
But it was prime real estate.
It was prime real estate.
Absolutely. I love this kid. All right.
Thank you.
So Wes Woodson, not only do you just take over land, you kind of squat on it, but you got caught. But still, yes. That's a very cool thing. So now that was in 6th grade?
Yes, that was in 6th grade.
Beautiful.
That was in 6th grade.
Well, from that, you learned...
I learned
that you have to actually own the real estate before you build. Okay, minor details. Did you lose money on that, or did you break even, or did you make money?
I made $100 in a week.
There you go.
So it was pretty good.
There you go. So folks, all of you who are working at home, let this just be a lesson that there's never any reason not to say, hey, I've got an idea. And I think that's what we're going to do here. We're going to talk about some ideas.
Of course.
So Wes is not only not an entrepreneur necessarily, but a dreamer, but he's a successful business person.
Thank you.
And you're 20 years old, and let's get some resume building here. You're currently a student at Babson College.
Yes.
And what are you studying there?
I'm studying strategic management and marketing. I thought it was
Of course you are.
It was supposed to be entrepreneurship.
Okay.
And originally finance, actually. But I took a financial course, and I was like, that's not for me.
Okay.
And I realized that strategic marketing and consumer behavior really drive me, and that falls under the umbrella of marketing.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Fantastic. That's at Babson, so that's great. And then you're a graduate of Sharon High School or?
Catholic Memorial.
Catholic Memorial High School. Yes. Okay, great. Yeah. And then as we sit here, you are wearing a top, and what is that on the sleeve?
So this is the Hidden. It's one of my companies that I run. It's a streetwear company that I kind of use as a template and a platform to share my own story. that I kind of emphasize other people to really welcome the idea of being their own person and accepting what makes them unique.
Interesting.
Now, what I mean by that is when I was in 6th grade in middle school, I was actually unfortunately diagnosed with vitiligo. It's a small skin condition where I have white spots on my fingers, as you can see here. And what I did was I realized that as a kid, I began to hide a part of who I was just to fit in. Now, when I turned like 17, 18, I realized how much I really messed up as a kid. You should never have to hide a part of who you are just to fit in. So that's where the name The Hidden comes from, with the red line crossed out. You shouldn't hide a part of who you are to fit in. You should just be yourself unapologetically.
How interesting.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
And also how mature to see that and be able to work through it and then create a positive out what could, although I don't see how the negative would be there, but what some people might consider to be a negative. So we're talking about The Hidden, and the name of the company is Shop The Hidden, shopthehidden.com. It's right there on your screen. You can also reach out by email at shopthehidden@gmail.com. So let's talk about this. What sort of scope? Is this out of a box or two in the back of your car? Is this a business where you maybe make $50? What's the scope of this business?
So this is really a grind time type thing. I started this 2 months ago, but I guess the full story is about a year ago I had the idea. And I took a year to summon the courage to share my own story. And that was hard only because I was nervous. You know,
it's a big step.
It's a big step, you're right.
I mean, with any business, you have to have the idea, first of all. It has to be unique enough to where you believe you can grab some segment of the market. And then you have to actually understand what that market is. And then you get into the whole production and capital outlay and getting investors and figuring out how to, and time management. And you're a student, you've got things going on.
Yeah, it was hard. It was very hard. But my mom, she actually told me, she saw me with all these ideas, right? And not executing on them. So she told me, Wes, you're full of crap. And I was like, wow. You know, have my mom kind of tell me that from that day forward, that's when I produced everything.
So she's one of those get off the pot type of, if you're going to do it, just do it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a slogan like that, right? That's not your slogan. What's the slogan for Shop The Hidden?
Be not afraid to stand alone.
I like that. It's on the shirt right
on
there.
The shirt, on
Be
the
not
shirt.
afraid to stand alone.
Yes.
I like it.
Thank you.
So if I wanted to see your merchandise line, what is it? These nice hoodies? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So it's these hoodies. Unfortunately, we're sold out. There's a story behind that.
Unfortunately.
Well, fortunately for me, unfortunately for the consumer. I sold out about a month ago.
But by the time this program airs, there's a strong likelihood we'll have some more stock in.
Actually, to let in on a little secret.
I like secrets.
In a week from
Just
now.
between you and me and everybody out here on Foxborough Cable Access, watching on Comcast 8 or Verizon 39 or on the web at www.fcatv.org or on our YouTube channel. But aside from all of us.
Aside from all of us.
It's just you and me. What's the secret?
The secret is a week from now, I'm launching a new t-shirt, dropping a new design. And it's going to be kind of directed towards my story, but I want to include others within that story. So that's a little bit of sneak peek, but more to come soon. So make sure to stay hidden and go and shopthehidden.com. You
heard it here first, folks. Shopthehidden.com. We got some new merchandise coming out, or in the industry we call it merch. Okay. Got new merch coming out, new design. He's dropping a new design. I'll have the merch come out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And if you want to find out more, go to shopthehidden.com or shopthehidden@gmail.com. So Shop The Hidden, with any successful business, you know, you always hear, and I've done it myself, behind every success there's always a failure. And experience is just, you know, a combination of mistakes we've made that haven't killed us, right? So how have you felt your, it's so odd to talk to a 20-year-old about his career in sales, but how have your experiences over the last, since 6th grade, formed you? What pitfalls have you bumped into or hurdles have you had to overcome?
Well, of course, great question. I never got that question before, actually. So,
really?
Yeah, so you're the first one.
Well, I always say I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I like hearing about your flat tires so I can learn how not to hit that same pothole.
Right,
so.
right. So around 6th grade, I actually did start a t-shirt company.
Okay.
And I failed. It was after the movie Social Network came out about Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur.
You can do that, right?
I could do that.
I can do this. I
got
this.
So I printed some t-shirts, like started a Facebook page, and that was it. That was the full extent of all my efforts. And nothing happened. No one bought anything. I didn't sell one t-shirt. And I realized it was because, yeah, the design was cool, but like, first off, I didn't tell anyone. Second off, like, I didn't really do enough research. And third, like, I didn't tell my friends. Like, my friends were the start of it. So I realized in order to tell my friends, I had to tell an effective story. And that's why I kind of started to self-reflect and realize that, okay, it's time to really put my story out in the forefront. Not to sell hoodies, but to really impact other people. And that's what I want to do with The Hidden.
And I want to hear that story right now. Before we get to that, people say, oh, how can you do sales? And I always say, if you believe in what you're doing,
Right.
then it's an easy story to tell.
Yes.
How can you ask for money? If it's an easy, I mean, if I believe in something, if you believe in something, and I want to share that story, and I know that what we're doing together, I run a theater, what we're doing together is really something that's important, it's necessary, and it can create magic. That's such an easy story to tell. So tell me your story.
So my story is, yeah, like I said before, I'm from Sharon, Massachusetts, and it's a predominantly white neighborhood. So in middle school, I realized that, yeah, I was a very unique kid with very few people of color in the class. So, and then when I was in that kind of system, in that eco space, I felt too white for the black kids and too black for the white kids. So where did I belong, right? And then now when I was 12 years old, I had these little white dots appear on my skin. So now I had a physical marker of like, who am I now? I'm legit half white, half black.
But that's so interesting when you say, because it's a medical issue.
Exactly.
Right? And some kids have freckles, some kids have acne, some kids have, things that happen.
Right.
Greasy hair. I mean, we're all, as teenagers we grow up, we all have something that makes us not happy with who we are. I think that's a normal part of growing up.
Yeah.
So when you took that, because I remember back to me, and I certainly didn't start my own business. How did you internalize that and say, all right, the solution for this is to create? I mean, and that's really what it is. That's what a business is.
Right.
You're creating.
Very true.
And so how interesting that you took that bit of adversity that all kids experience. I mean, adults to this day experience it. I talk too fast sometimes. I don't hear well enough. I do things. And so you took this, though, and made a new reality for yourself.
Right. Yeah, and thank you for that,
How
honestly.
interesting.
Thank you so much. I never got that compliment either. But now when I'm starting to produce articles, I write these articles about my own story, and I share that. And because I'm so, I guess, forthcoming with it, people resonate with it because everyone faces a struggle and an insecurity that they don't really embrace.
Sounds like we're having a TED Talk here. So this is
I would love to give a TED Talk.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, that'd be fun. But yeah, so now I have kids come up to me like, wow, Wes, thank you for sharing your story because I'm going through the same thing. And I'm starting to realize this is more than a clothing line. It's something that I can impact other people directly. And I happen to make clothes, but that's the root of the kind of business, so to speak, is to really impact other people.
We also sound like a creative person.
Thank you.
And clearly your creativity. I'm still chuckling over the lockers, the stealing, just appropriating real estate at the Sharon Public Schools, and that's phenomenal. That's outstanding. So we're also talking about another thing that you do, and this is something that is more on the giving side, with a company that you formed called Feet to Feet. Feet2feet.org is the website. Tell us about Feet to Feet.
So Feet2feet.org started when I was 16. But I like to say the whole giving attitude started when I was 8 years old. Like I said, I grew up in Sharon. My mom had this big box, a shoebox in our house. And she would encourage us to always donate a penny in that box every week.
Okay.
So by the end of the month, she would take pennies, quarters, even dollars of her own money and our money combined, and she would send it off to some organization. I never knew who that organization was, but she was like, it's the box for kids in Africa.
Your mom sounds like a pretty cool person.
She's a very cool person. She's
Why
like
is
my
she on the
rock.
program here? Where is she?
She's behind the scenes. She's busy.
All right. My mom, Wes's mom, we look forward to meeting you someday.
Well, she's very thankful for you actually putting me on the show.
Please, we're glad to have you here and to introduce you. Introducing you, of course, speaking with Wes Woodson, who is not an entrepreneur, although he is. He's a dreamer from Sharon, going to Babson School. Wes Woodson has started shopthehidden.com. It is a clothing apparel line of business. They've got these phenomenal hoodies that I guess are they out of print forever, or are there more?
They're coming back in August.
Coming back when it gets, you're thinking summertime is not probably the best time to sell warm winter apparel.
I was lucky to sell out in May. I was very lucky.
Man sold out. Come on, let's give it up for Wes Woodson. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
But also, he has a line of t-shirts coming out, so you can check it out at shopthehidden.com. That's where all the good stuff is going to be at. By the time you see this program, the new t-shirt line will be out. Check it out. Maybe it'll be the thing that you want. And then also, we're going to talk right now about Feet to Feet. We are looking at feet to feet, it's a foot and a foot, feet to feet. So feet to feet, FEET2, the number 2, FEET.org. So that tends to let me think that this is a giving type of thing.
Yes.
So why are we doing feet to feet? What do you want from us, and what can we do to help?
Thank you. I appreciate it. So I guess to finish off the story, my mom had this big box of, I guess, the money that she would give to kids in Africa. She would just say it like it was like that.
Okay.
So I understood this idea of giving back to other people. And I kind of practiced that behavior. Every time I'd pass a homeless man on the street, I would make my parents stop the car and give $1. I would hate it. If I drove past it, I'd be upset for the entire day.
Really?
So I knew I had this ability to really empathize with other people.
Okay.
So when I got to high school, I realized that all these shoes and sneakers, what am I going to do with it? So I'm at home one day playing video games in my room. My mom's doing spring cleaning, and she's like, Wes, you have to get rid of all these shoes. Why don't you give them to Goodwill? And I was like, what happens with the shoes after Goodwill? Like, do people go get them? And that's when the whole entrepreneurial thought process came in and said, I could do it myself. I'll just take these shoes and go to local shelters and give it to them. And that's what I did. I would go around taking my own shoes, that's where it started, and I would take them, put it in my mom's car, we would drive to a local shelter and give it to them. And I replicated that kind of process. When I got my own car, it was like I went around to friends, family, the community, got shoes from them, and I continued the cycle.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're still doing that today?
I'm still doing that today.
Even with all your other things, your studies?
Yes. A lot of sleepless nights.
Your shopthehidden.com, and now you're doing feet to feet. So what if I wanted to, can't have these shoes, but if I had some shoes at home and I needed to do something with them, do you still collect those? Do you want them?
Yes.
What kind of shoes?
I want gently used sneakers and shoes.
Okay.
So ones that don't have rips, one that can be kind of, I wouldn't say straight up clean, but gently used.
See, I think that's a problem. I'm sure you've run into it, but for any organization that takes used clothing, there's a tendency by some, not by all, please don't get me wrong, I don't want any angry letters, that's not the whole point of this, but we need to be, as givers, sensitive that folks who are using this, whether it's a pride thing or just common sense, if it's something that's that old and that used, then it's probably not going to be any more useful for them than it is for us. So there's a you have to look at it from the receiver standpoint of, this is something that really has value, or this is something that the value is all used up on. So you're looking for gently used shoes, sneakers. And how do we get these gently used shoes and sneakers to you, my friend?
There's two ways. One, you can go on the website, feet2feet.org.
Feet2feet.org.
Feet to feet, the number 2.
The number 2.
The number 2. Or you could email me directly on my personal email, wwoodson1@babson.edu. I've got to give that to you.
All right.
And second, you can email feet2feetdonations@gmail.com.
Feet2feetdonations@gmail.com. Wow. Now, my question next is, how is the Feet to Feet thing going?
So it's going very well. To date, I've donated 400 pairs of sneakers.
400?
400.
That's an amazing number.
This week, we're having some meetings with some people I can't really talk about on camera, but we're going to actually work with them to even collect even more and distribute even more.
Well, the interesting thing is that since we're taping this, and it'll have happened after the meeting,
that's true.
We can talk about it because we can tell people to go to feet2feet.org, see this exciting secret news that I'm not even entitled to hear. I am the host, and I do get to know everything. But between you and me, we'll let him slide on this one. So Wes has some exciting news, and it's going to even be more hot than what we have here in the program. So check in at feet2feet.org and find out what's going on there. So with the shoe collection, you'll come pick up the shoes? Or?
Yes.
Okay, so do you have shoe drop-off days?
So originally, I haven't thought about that, actually. I have not thought about having shoe drop-off days. But originally, the whole system works is they email me, I would come to their house, pick it up, and that's it.
Okay.
And it'll be
very easy, very peaceful.
Easy.
And then some of the nice things that happen in a community is that there are social service organizations, there are giving organizations. Here in Foxborough, for example, we have the discretionary fund. So how do you find who needs shoes? Because with any bringing in the inventory, you got to know how to distribute it to where it's needed. So what's your network?
Right. So I hate to bring up my mom again.
I love this kid.
But I gotta shout out my dad too. My dad supports me too very much. I have both parents. But my mom, she works for Brockton Public Schools.
Okay.
So she has many students actually who face homelessness and poverty. So through her, I'm able to connect with these shelters. Now they don't advertise on Google. You know, you can't Google homeless shelters, right? So, you know, it's a very discreet type system.
But it's going to a good cause. It's going to a good place. It's going to a real place. And I think that's my point, because so many organizations say, where's my money go? Where do my donations go? But you have a legitimate place that needs these donations.
Right. And in the future, I would hope to partner with Cradles to Crayons. They operate as
a great organization.
They're a great organization. So yeah, you're familiar with them. I would love to work with them in the future.
So for those of you who are looking to do a little spring cleaning, and it is, even though New England spring lasts only 3 days, I get it. But if you're looking to do a little spring cleaning and you come across your shoes and sneakers that are gently used, slightly worn, just maybe don't fit you anymore. This is a great place to donate them to. You can email our new friend Wes Woodson, who is a student dreamer at Babson College. He's not an entrepreneur, although he certainly is. You can send that to feet2feet.donations@gmail.com. So then the final question I have is, at 20, you're already doing all of this. I suspect that your mind is a fertile ground of ideas, particularly if your mom's kicking you in the butt, making you do these things. What other ideas do you have? Talk some dreamscape. What's your vision quest?
My vision quest? Okay. So I have this big dream.
Particularly since you're still 2 years away from getting that degree. Once you get that degree, you'll have a piece of paper that almost matches where you're at up here. Isn't it funny how life sometimes, I've got a great resume. And I also have a degree, as opposed to others who say, I've got this degree and I don't know what to do. You already know what to do. So what are you going to do?
I'm going to do whatever it takes to achieve my biggest dream of buying the Boston Celtics. I would love to buy the Boston Celtics.
Vic Weisbeck, you heard it here first. Be on the lookout. By then, we'll have a couple championships under the belt, so it'll be worth a lot more than what it is today, and it's already worth a lot. But this kid's a coming for you, so I'm sure he'll give you some nice luxury seats for your retirement as Mr. Wes Woodson.
We'll work something out.
All right, I love it. I love it. The kid has some dreams. All right. So I am so happy. I'm going to give you the last word here in just a second. I'm going to remind everybody at home that we are speaking with Wes Woodson. He is a college student at Babson, a Sharon resident, and a good person who seems to be doing a lot of good things in this world. He'll probably be hiring, maybe me, one of these days to work for him and distributing either with shopthehidden.com. Shop the Hidden has a new t-shirt line coming out. Shop the Hidden has hoodies that are very attractive and have a great message. Be not afraid to stand alone. That will be coming out in the fall. Go to shopthehidden.com to see the new line. Also go to feet2feet.org to make sure that your gently used sneakers and shoes have a better home. He seems to have a great network of folks that could use these things, so it's a good place to make your donations to. My friend W.W. Woodson 1 at babson.edu. I remember that. Some people say I don't know these things. I do. I do know everything. Wes, I give you the last word.
I would encourage kids who are younger than me or same age as me, or even those who are older than me. If you have an idea, just go out and do it. You mean all the good ideas aren't taken? Oh, no. There's never too much good ideas in the market. I cannot wait to see you on a TED Talk. I can see you, seriously, I mean, I don't know what you're picking up from this conversation, but I'm really liking this guy, not only because he's got super ideas, but he's so encouraging of others. So thank you. How would you, there's always a mistake made. I know I said, I can go over if I want, because this is my program. We can do whatever we want here. You talked about, reaching the dreams, but give me a mistake that you made that you overcame, and something that we talked about the flat tire before, but with these other projects that you're doing, what's the number one thing that people should really look out for? I think to not be so scared about competition and really focus on what you're doing. Because the moment you kind of turn your head back, you already lost. You can't worry about everybody else. Exactly. Do your thing. Do your thing. So when I kind of came with, which is true. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very true. It's very true. Because if you do that, you're going to lose. If I were to publish this article thinking about what everyone else is going to think about me, I would have never done it. I think it's really important just to really focus on what you want to do and have a sense of tunnel vision and block everything out. and just go.
You know, and I couldn't agree with you more, because if you know that what you're doing is the right thing, and if you're passionate about your vision, then people will see that,
yes.
and people will react to that,
yeah.
and if they see the same value, then they'll buy into it. And whether it's merchandise or a project
right.
or shoes, feet to feet,
right.
and contribute shoes, they'll see, that's a good place for me to do business, or
right.
to make a donation, or to be part of. So yeah,
I appreciate
I think
that.
that's a great message.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I like this guy. You should reach out. You should go to feet2feet.org, make a donation. You go to shopthehidden.com, get your holiday gifts, your birthday gifts for your loved ones, and just be on the lookout. This kid's going places. Follow him. You're on Facebook?
Yes, I am.
Be a friend on Facebook. You can't lose on that one. All right, we are so close to being done. Wes, thank you so much for being on the program. Foxborough Central, we love meeting new people. We love meeting you. And we love having you be part of our family. Of course, here at Foxborough Cable Access, the family is made up of volunteers. I've got great volunteers working with me here. Betty Travers, Mike Stewart behind the cameras, Paul Beck behind the glass, Taylor Scharfman, who is our wonderful editor, just graduated from Foxborough High School, class of 2018, so a big shout out to the Scharfmans, and also Lauren Batara and Michael Weber, who make sure that we get on the air in good order. I'm out of time. Been a pleasure seeing you. We hope to see you back here again on this very same cable access channel. Have a great day, Foxborough.